Hello, Alex Lafkus here. I was asked by somebody to show how I sharpen hooks. Alright, this is a B10S. This is kind of a rough angle on this one. But what you want to do, I don't know how well you're going to see this. This is the small Tiemco hook file. What you want to do to sharpen them best is you go from the barb out the tip, okay? So like I'm taking the barb and going from that down to the tip. And I want to do that on all sides. And also now I'll take it this way. These little fly tying hooks can be a bit tricky, but that's really the key. So I'm working it up the tip like that, from the barb out. It is easier to do it before you put, or you could do it in the vise. Actually, it'd probably be about the best way. I do it a lot out on the water because if you're hitting rocks, it's something you want to kind of pay attention to. So I'm going to do that. The other thing I'll do is hit the edges and try to make that tip kind of into a cone. I'll only touch that side of it, what would be the bottom side or the exposed side, let's say, if I'm trying to just remove a burr. You don't want to push that tip in. You want the tip to come out more. But there, that's as sharp as it gets. So there's two files I like. One is this Tiemco ceramic deal. That's a really good one. If you're using bigger hooks, I like this file, which is the Nicholson. I got it at Ace Hardware. I think they call it the Bastard file. There's a little engraving on there. I'm not sure how well that's standing out. But there. It's the Bastard file. What exactly does it say on it? Mill Bastard, made in Brazil. I'll show you on this hook a little bit cleaner too. This is a big treble hook that I'm actually getting ready to add to one of my musky bucktails. But what I'm going to do, I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better on this, is I'm going to see how I'm going, I'm taking the file and the barb out. Then I'm going to go down, so I'm just hitting the opposite side of it. So I'm trying to make that point flare out more instead of back in. If you hit that tip to sharpen it, it's going to file it in. You want it more open, so if a fish touches it, it gets grabbed good. Then I'll also kind of try to hit the sides. And you can even see, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the finish starting to come off, which is good. Means I'm getting down to that steel. And that's a dagger. So like that's where these hooks started. See how it's not grabbing that fingernail? And this one's like that. Really grabbing. That, that's what you want. And if you look close, you should be able to see how it's angled towards the open side. So it's a little easier for me to show you on these big trebles. The small single hooks are harder to do, but it's the same principle by opening it up. I will say one thing about this Bastard file too, is like on black nickel hooks, those seem to have a little harder time getting sharpened. So that I really like that Bastard file for that. But that's just a quick little run through on how to sharpen a hook. I do recommend sticking with it. If you're fishing around rocks and stuff, keep an eye on them, because sometimes those tips will roll up on you and you can kind of feel it with your finger too. And if there's anything kind of off, you just kind of feel where it is and hit it quick, and you get close to that, that'll hook you. Russ can attest. He's been in my musky boat enough to know if you walk by a bucket with these hooks, they'll reach out and grab you. And that's the key. Get them sharp. You'll catch more fish. So, hope that helped.